You stay out of trouble until then. Got it?
Yes, mommy.
You're damn right. An indescribable stink immediately assaults his nostrils. He is already prepared for anything. However, so rather than discourage him, the stench only sharpens his caution to a razor's edge. He has crossed this threshold many times in the past, and his memories of days spent here are still bright. But why? Why does he feel the same ominous, blood-chilling aura that permeated Ogai's home and cabin? Anger and sorrow seize Koji's heart, as though a dear friend's grave has been defiled. Koji doesn't remove his shoes before entering. He knows why he's here, and it's not to be polite. Every storm shutter is closed, filling the house with gloom, and he can see nothing but pitch black darkness through the open doors in the hallway. He should have brought his flashlight from the car, he thinks ruefully, then remembers that he dropped the light when Fuminori attacked him. It's still lying in the backyard of the cabin in Tochigi. The house might be empty, then again, it might not. Each particle of the air seems charged with silent menace. Is his enemy lurking somewhere in the darkness? Not hard to imagine Fuminori waiting for a chance to take him by surprise and finish what the well failed to. Koji walks down the first floor hallway, then climbs the stairs and checks the second floor too. He moves slowly and carefully, keeping his sense sharp, but feels nothing watching him from the shadows. After completing his round safely, he is convinced that the house is empty. He suddenly realizes that his right hand is touching the cold steel of the gun in his pocket. Did he intend to draw the weapon upon encountering Fuminori? Now that Koji thinks about it, his own actions seem mysterious to him. What does he plan to do when he meets Fuminori? Will he lay into him with curses and epithets? Will he force him to turn himself in, or will he? Koji shakes his head. This isn't the time for such hopeless questions. If he keeps thinking, he'll stop moving. If he stops moving, fear will paralyze him forever. His only choice is to keep marching on. He has to close the distance to his prey. In any case, Fuminori isn't home. What form their reunion takes will probably be decided at the moment of their meeting. All Koji has to do is not hesitate when the time comes. Still, why does the whole house smell like stagnant water? It's been 3 months since Fuminori distanced himself from his friends. Just what kind of life has he been leading all this time? Koji enters the living room and feels along the wall for the light switch. The moment he flips it on, the answer to his question is revealed.
What?
Oh, duh.
What?
How far has Fuminori gone? Koji realizes that this is the first time he has encountered Fuminori's insanity in visible form. From the dust piled in the corner of the room, it is clear that the paint was not applied recently. How many nights has Fuminori spent surrounded by his maddening array of color? Why, if such obvious signs were available, why didn't Koji realize that something was wrong before it had got this bad? Was he deaf to the dying screams of Fuminori's sanity? Was their friendship really so worthless? As he stands petrified in the If he stands petrified in the unfamiliar living room, Koji directs his anger entirely at himself. If he could, he would like nothing more than apologize to Fuminori for failing to help him through his suffering. Koji feels that he might have been able to save his friend. Perhaps he is arrogant to think so, but if so, it is arrogant born of kindness.
I'm gonna shoot his face, bro. I'm gonna bow, bow, bow.
Bow, bow, bow.
Exactly.
Koji passes through the living room and opens the sliding door that leads to the kitchen. When he enters, he finds that the most disturbing of the house's many stenches is strongest here. Blood. The room is redolent with the smell of countless layers of blood grown stale over time. He peers into the well-used sink. Around the rim, he sees faint brownish red blotches that water alone couldn't rinse off. Even more obvious are the stains on the dish rags. Such stains are proof that the rag has been used and reused countless times. But what could it have been used on to make it that sickening burgundy color? Koji stares at the refrigerator next to the counter as though it were a monster waiting to swallow him whole. He stands motionless until he is able to work up the courage simply to touch it. Then he stills himself, grabs a thick handle, and opens the door. First he'll check the freezer, then the refrigerator. The freezer is packed with frozen meat of varying shapes and sizes, as each piece is wrapped tightly and frosted over plastic. You can't tell what kind of meat it is. The meat in the refrigerator, however, has already been thawed for consumption. Oh, shit!
Wow,
That's literally her hand.
You got a nice little tray there.
Nice.
Why even keep the fingertips? There's no meat there.
Yeah, I don't know. For a while, he can only stare in disbelief at the 5 fingers beckoning to him from the back of the compartment. They are the long, slender fingers of a woman, the bluish tinge giving them the appearance of waxworks. Koji is unable to remember what Omi's hands look like, even though he has kissed her fingers countless times. When he finished crying after his conversation with Fuminori, Koji promised himself that he would not cry again, and in fact, he does not. He regrets his decision, however, he indulged himself too early. He should have saved his soothing tears for this moment, for now he knows that truly nothing is sacred. At last, his doubts about Fuminori have been utterly obliterated. Koji pulls Old Guy's revolver out of his pocket, wraps his hand around its grips like he would have charmed. Fuck me.
Fuck me.
Its definite presence, its promise of merciful annihilation is the only thing keeping his sanity intact. He would surely use it to kill Sakisaka Fuminori. Not for revenge, not for justice, but to make this world once more a place governed by reason. For that purpose alone, he must eliminate the anomaly. Oh, SCP? He breathes deep, exhales, then lifts his hand before his face and stares at his spread fingers. Alright, he's not shaking. He is prepared to face his new objective. Koji sticks the revolver back into his pocket and pulls out his phone. Oh, choice time. Okay.
Oh my god, another fucking choice. It's gonna last another 4 episodes.
I know. What do you think?
It's gotta be Ryoko. Right?
Yeah.
I would. She's like a bounty hunter at that point, where she has a sawed-off shotgun and a pistol.
Okay.
I mean, what would you say?
I already clicked the Ryoko.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. The ringing of her cell phone interrupts Ryoko's labors fucking cries. Ryoko's labors! When she sees that the caller is Tono Koji, she unwittingly breathes a sigh of relief. This is Tambo. What is it?
I've searched Fuminori's house.
Even over the phone, Ryoko can hear the change in Koji's tone. His is the dull, flat voice of someone who has had all the energy beat out of him.
Fuminori has murdered people. He's killed too many people to count. And he's eating them.
Murder? His first steps into Ryoko's world have already brought him face to face with something particularly gruesome. In consideration of his probable state of mind, she decides to say nothing.
Omi is dead.
Koji continues.
Tsukuba too, probably. Doctor, I was wrong!
Yeah, you were, bitch. The fact that you're still alive to make this call means you haven't made a fatal mistake yet. Ryoko says, praising Koji in her own way. Whether he is comforted or not is up to him. Anyway, don't screw up this time. Do nothing until I return. What we're dealing with here isn't going down easy. With her understanding of Saya deepening by the hour, Ryoko is able to make this declaration with new confidence.
Fuminori already knows I'm alive. I didn't tell him who rescued me, But he's definitely on guard.
Oh,
Every time.
I know. I see. Koji's actions were rash, but there's no point regretting them now. The more proactive approach would be to use the pressure that he's placed on Fuminori. Ryoko's involvement is still a secret that makes her a wild card. Depending on how she plays it, this advantage could be decisive.
Have you found anything?
まだ十分な量とは言えない。
Not enough yet, Ryoko answers, glancing sidelong as the loose leaf pages still scattered across the table.
そうだね。夜までには目処をつけて、夜半には東京に戻ろう。
Let's see. I'll wrap this up by evening and return to Tokyo around
それま
midnight.
で君は余計なことをせず、おとなしくしている。いいね。
You stay out of trouble until then. Got it?
Yes, mommy.
You're damn right. The lack of emotion in Koji's voice is actually reassuring to Ryoko. He's a machine now, able to do whatever it takes to accomplish a single goal: the extermination of Sakisaka Fuminori. He's even willing to accept help from Ryoko, whose principles hardly mesh with his, a praiseworthy change indeed. After Ryoko hangs up, she gloomily counts the stacks of loose leaf that still need to be restored. There's no time left, she'll only be able to get the general picture. She has to go into battle with only fragmentary knowledge, then there's only one thing that she absolutely must decipher: Okai's biological reports, which are containing information on the strengths and weaknesses of the organism called Saya. All she can do now is pray for luck as she dives back into the mountains of paper. Today was the first time I've driven since my accident last summer. The proposition was always too dangerous to consider given my inability to recognize roads and cars. Things have changed, however. In 3 months I've had to adapt to my condition. I know what cars and pedestrians look like now, and even though I can't exactly see colors, I've learned to decipher lights and turn signals. I still can't read street signs, of course. Nevertheless, I managed to make it safely to our destination with Saya and Yo in the back seat. It was Saya who came up with the idea for our new hideout, an abandoned building she discovered while living with Dr. Ogai. In this hilly suburban residential areas, it's not hard to find thick patches of undeveloped forest just off the beaten path. Saya's old playground is located in one such secluded area, unaffected by the flow of everyday life. It used to be a privately operated sanatorium hidden among the silent trees. After the owners went bankrupt, it remained unsold and was eventually forgotten. After I left Saya and Yo at the hideout, I returned to town to make some preparations. Now I'm finally back at our new refuge. I liked this room from the moment I saw it. Mounds of construction materials and garbage littered the front yard, forming a serviceable barricade. This place looks even less likely to receive unwanted attention than our house. As my brain sees humans as revolting monsters, places they've been tend to stink or seem uncovered in filthy slime. Ruins like these, long empty of life, are the places I find the most stressful.
Tadaima.
I'm back. I call out to let them know I'm not a stranger. Then I go down to the basement where they're hiding.
おかえりなさい。車平気だった？
If you just look at the picture, if you send this to someone, the context would be crazy. Like, it's just an Asian girl, like a room full of guts. All right.
I was like, where are you getting that?
Welcome back. Were you okay with the car?
もう全然問題ない。一方通行の標識もどういうのか分かったし、スピードさえ出さなければどこを走っても大丈夫だよ。で、そっちは？
It was no problem at all. I figured out how to tell which roads are one way. As long as I keep my speed down, there's nothing to worry about. So, how are things here?
一通り調べたけど、やっぱりあれからずっと人が来た様子はないみたい。ここは安全だよ。
I took a look around, as I thought there's no sign that anyone's been here since I found this place. It's safe.
そうか。ならいいんだけど。
I see. Let's hope it stays that way. I'm a little worried that this abandoned building could become a hangout for biker gangs or homeless people.
多分表に積み上げてあるゴミのせい。あれ普通の人間にはちょっと耐えられないんじゃないかな。
It's probably because of all the trash piled out front. Most people won't get anywhere near that, don't you think?
I guess. Doesn't bother me at all. I rather like it, in fact, but of course normal people would feel differently.
で、文則の買い物はいいの見つかった？
So how was your shopping? Did you find something good?
ああ、もちろん。
I sure did.
A shotgun.
God damn. That thing's
That's
kind of
kinda
cool. No.
Yeah.
I proudly unwrapped the weapon I just bought from a camping goods store. A 1 meter long wood axe, the biggest and sturdiest I could find.
刃渡り15センチ以上のナイフは銃刀法違反だなって張り紙してあるのに、その隣でこんなもの売ってるんだよ。お笑いだよね。
I like how this was right next to a sign saying that long knives are illegal. Seems like you do way more damage with one of these. I gripped the axe with both hands, testing its dependable weight, then swinging it like a baseball bat. The deadly steel blade sweeps through the air while right where a person's neck would be. Yo, who's sprawled out on the floor, flinches at the sound and curls herself into a ball.
切れ味とかどう？イオで試してみたら？
Yo, what the fuck, Ronnie? Oh, what the hell?
How sharp is it? Want to test it on Yo?
You're a sick fuck, Ronnie.
いや、それはちょっと。
I don't think that's a good idea. I definitely wasn't expecting Saya to suggest anything so brutal.
心配いらないよ。今のようの体だったら、刃物とかの傷は割と簡単に治っちゃうから。
You don't need to worry. Her new body can heal pretty easily from cuts and such.
いや、
Just do it.
それにしたって痛いだろ。
But I'm sure it'll hurt.
そっか。うん、そうだね。
Oh, yeah. I guess you're right.
You don't give a fuck, Ronnie. You're just like, cut the bitch.
Cut her hand off.
It must have slipped her mind completely. She smiles at the oblivious Yo as if to hide her embarrassment, then says,
でもさ、痛くされた時のようの声って、それはそれで可愛いよね。
What the fuck?
Well, I have a kink now. But her screams are pretty adorable, don't you think?
いや、やっぱり人間に斧で切りかかるってのは気が引けるよ。
Well, I just wouldn't feel right using an axe on a human.
そうなの？じゃあ、コウジさんは？
Really? Then what about Koji?
Fuck that bitch.
そりゃだ
Got
って。
him.
That's easy.
That's it.
It should be obvious, but I guess that Saya still doesn't
やつは
understand.
僕には人間に見えないから、切ろうが潰そうが平気なもんさ。
I don't see him as human. I'll have no trouble cutting him to pieces.
そんなに違うんだ。
That really makes a difference?
そうさ。人間には良心があるからね。
Yeah, humans have a conscience, you see.
どんなに憎い人間だろうと、人を殺すと思うとブレーキがかかるもんだ。そこが僕の称賛でもある。
No matter how much you hate someone, you can't help but think twice about killing them. And that's how I'll win.
本当に？
Really?
What were you gonna say, Ronnie?
I said false when you
Oh.
said think twice.
Saya seems awfully subdued. I guess she's concerned about what'll happen when I have it out with
体
Koji.
格じゃあいつが上だし、普通に喧嘩したんじゃ勝ち目は薄いかもしれないけどね。
He's bigger and stronger, so I might not have much chance against him in a straight up
で
fight.
も、僕にとっての化け物退治が、あいつにとっては人殺しなんだ。こいつは大きいよ。あいつはきっと、最後の瞬間で隙を見せる。
But what's just slaying a monster to me is murder to him. This is big. He'll definitely hesitate when it counts.
なんだか不安なんだよね。そういう心理戦っていうの、確実じゃないっていうか。
I'm a little worried.
Saya says softly. God damn it! Saya says softly, staring at the floor with unusual gravity.
You can never be sure how someone will react. It's dangerous to rely on that.
She raises her head and looks straight at me.
ねえ、やっぱり私が買った方が良くない？
Don't you think it'd be better if I hunt him?
I appreciate Saya's consideration. Even though it could be interpreted as a lack of faith in me, she's still putting my safety above hers. Nevertheless, I can't accept her heartfelt
サ
suggestion.
ヤの腕力だとさ、ヨウみたいな女の子なら楽にねじ伏せられるだろうけど、男を相手には厳しいと思うんだ。
With your strength, you might be able to overpower a girl like Yo, but I think it'd be hard for you to take down a guy. The bitter memory of Saya's grape is still fresh in my mind. Saya falls silent for a moment, seeming to understand what I'm thinking, but then comes right back to stubbornly press her case.
でもね、あのおじさんも最初の不意打ちはうまくいったの。大抵の人間はね、作用を見たら力が抜けて動けなくなっちゃうんだよ。
My first attack went fine though. Most humans go limp as soon as they see me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to stay hard.
病院だってそうだった。平気で話しかけてきたのって文則だけだよ。
It was the same in the hospital. You were the only one who could talk to me.
まあ、それも一理あるかもな。
Huh. I guess you have a point. Can't imagine it personally, but I suppose it's possible that Saya's appearance is shocking enough to make someone lose their nerve. Suzumi was able to gain the advantage because he had the same condition as me, which let him see Saya as a cute girl. Fear doesn't necessarily make people weaker, however, depending on the situation, it can even send someone into a berserk rage and make them harder to put down. In other words, such a tactic would be the same sort of a gamble that Saya's worried about.
じゃあさ、さや、こういうのはどうだろうか。
Alright, Saya. How about this? When I tell Saya the new plan that just popped into my head, her gloomy frown turns into a bright smile.
それめえやん。文則って頭いい。
That's perfect. You're so smart, Fuminori.
Bitch, I know.
何もそこまで。
Fuck you. Suck my dick.
You'd like that. Yo.
Yeah, you know what? I'm mad. Come here, yo. Oh, stop it, you. It's not exactly a great plan, but I guess the fact that it lessens the risk to me is even enough to excite her. She's so easy to please, but that's part of what makes her so cute.
で、いつ頃来るの、コウジさん。
So when's Kochi coming?
わからない。いずれ奴の方から電話があるだろう。そしたらここに誘い出して仕留める。
I don't know. He'll call sooner or later, and then I'll lure him here and finish him. Koji will come. I know that he won't leave us alone. We could Roddy, shut up.
This is what you said. Kochi will come.
Koji will come.
And then you pause.
We could just keep running, now that we've started, but I want to eliminate Koji as soon as possible. Therefore, when he contacts me, I intend to meet him unless it's an obvious trap.
せっかく人間一人分の肉が仕入れられるのに、ここだと腐らせちゃうね。冷蔵庫ないし。
We're finally going to get more human meat. Too bad it's going to rot without a refrigerator.
Refrigerator on it?
I needed a cough, miss.
他の動物を誘う餌にできないか？野良猫とかカラスをおびき寄せてさ。
Why don't we use it to trap other animals? It could be bait for stray cats or crows.
それ危ないよ。万が一取り逃した時、よそに持っていかれて他人に見つかったら大騒ぎになるよ。
That's too dangerous. If an animal gets away with the meat, someone might find it and wonder where it came from.
そっか。
Good
それも
point.
そうだ。
Good point. Humans are extremely dangerous, and their filthy, stinking bodies make me sick just being. Holy fuck! Humans are extremely dangerous, and their filthy, stinking bodies make me sick just by being nearby. Ironically, however, nothing tastes better than their meat. Oh, pause. I truly regret having to abandon our well-stocked fridge.
まあ、この辺だと森にもいろいろと住んでるから、そんなに食事には困らないんじゃないかな。
The forest around here is full of animals. Animals. I don't think we'll have trouble finding food.
3人分だよ。大丈夫かい？
We have 3 mouths to feed. Are you sure?
任せて。これでもさや、狩りは得意なんだから。頑張っていっぱい捕まえてくるよ。
Leave it to me. I may not look it, but I'm a pretty good hunter. I'll be sure to keep us well fed.
そうか。じゃあ、今日からはサヤが一家の大黒柱だな。
God, I'm such a beta, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm the man of the house.
Okay, looks like you're going to be the breadwinner of this family.
へへ。
Saya giggles happily at my praise. I find these childish qualities of hers adorable.
今度はどのぐらいのんびりできるかな。
I wonder how long we'll be able to relax this time.
Because of the casual way she says it, I almost miss the emptiness to which her question
ど
leads.
のぐらいかな。
Yeah. Saya's right. This won't last forever. No matter how safe this hideout might seem, we will have to abandon it eventually. The slightest mistake could put our life together in jeopardy. Just like when I failed to silence Koji. Some dumb kids might decide that this old ruin is a good place to test their courage, or this land might be targeted for new development. In order to be together with Saya, I have chosen to live apart from society. We will never find lasting peace in this world teeming with humans, not unless we can somehow escape from it.
長い旅だと思えばいいさ。
Think of it like going on a long journey, just the two of us. Pull Saya into my arms and fold my hands around her slender shoulders. Then whisper,
どうせ人生なんて旅みたいなものなんだ。永遠に変わらない場所なんてない。
Life is like a journey anyway. Nothing stays the same forever.
時の流れを見送るか、自分自身が流れていくか、それだけの違いだよ。
How do you think I get all these women running?
You fuck them.
The only difference is whether time passes you by or sweeps you up in its flow.
そうだよね。
I guess you're right.
Saya smiles softly, perhaps in resignation, perhaps in sadness. Either way, there's peace and contentment in her expression.
それでも一人ぼっちじゃないし。だからさやは寂しくなんかないよ。文則もそうだよね。
But we'll be together, so I'm not lonely. You're not lonely either, are you?
ああ、
No, I have no regrets. As long as I can hold Saya in my arms, I will gladly pay any price.
それにね。
And besides,
She adds brightly, trying to cheer me up.
いつかは私たちが人目を忍んで暮らさなくてもよくなる日がきっと来るよ。それは約束してあげるから。
one day we won't have to hide anymore. I can promise you that.
Believe
it.
Believe it. It sounds like a fairy tale, but for some reason, she seems absolutely certain.
それは明日かもしれないし、ずっと先のことかもしれない。
That day might be tomorrow, or it might be far
Sorry?
off. Fucking
Excuse me?
Christ!
What
I'm
the
sorry.
hell? You trying to take my job?
Not again.
That day might be tomorrow, or it might be far off in the future.
Okay, your mic's just dog shit.
いつ
Bro, what
印が
happened?
来るのか私にもわからないの。初めてのことだから。
Okay, so, it's my first time, so even I don't know when the sign will come.
ほ
Okay.
んのちょっぴり怖いんだけどね。
I'm a little scared.
I have no idea what Saya's prophetic words mean, but this isn't the first time that she's said or done something mysterious. She's performed any number of miracles already.
僕らにも希望があるのかい。
So there's hope for us too? She says with a cheerful nod.
きっとそれがさやが文則に送ってあげられる最後のプレゼント。さやの最初で最後の務め。
It'll be my last present to you, Fuminori. My first and final duty.